What up? Welcome to the Bad Blood Review, WWE's most violent pay-per-view of all time.
If you're only looking at pay-per-views played that day.
Yes. Okay, so you didn't like this pay-per-view.
No.
I thought this pay-per-view was okay.
Yeah, no, it was a 5.
Damn, I wasn't going to get already into the... All right, it was a 5.
Yeah, it was a 5 out of 10.
Okay. We'll get right into it because the most important thing of this review was the first match. This is the one that needed to hit, and I think it did.
So nothing with CM Punk is ever the most important thing. But sure. It was much better than their other two, although the bar was 6 feet underground. It was unfortunately probably the best match of the night. I would have picked other matches, except for the way those ended. So this was the best match of the night. No, I would have picked a different match.
No match was close.
But no, it's wrong. I was not as impressed with this match as everybody else was, and I don't know if I just can't see through the CM junk garbage or what it is, but like it was good. But everybody is like, this was one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I have ever. It's just not. Like I don't. It's just not. It was good. It wasn't this amazing.
I saw a lot of people say greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. I can think of two off my head that I like more, which is Taker Michaels and Taker Foley.
Yeah.
But I do think that this was really good. Drew is generational. Punk was very good in this match. This is easily match of the night. I don't know if I'll go as far as to say WWE match of the year.
It's really not. It's not.
I'm trying to think about the best match of the year. It's
Cody
funny.
AJ was better off the bat.
That's, well, yeah, we have an argument there. I think because Cody AJ was really, really good.
Yeah.
I think that this was one of the best WWE pay-per-view matches of the year. I think it's up there.
I don't get it.
But I don't
agree.
I do think that I unfortunately was just hoping for a little bit more violence, which is funny because now we know Drew actually got busted open on purpose.
This was like crazy violence for WWE and CM Punk. I am proud of Phil for not breaking himself.
I was shocked at how high the cage was. It was so tall.
It was very big, and it was very wide.
It was so tall.
There was a lot of room outside the ring for them to...
Yeah, I thought that they were going to do more stuff outside the ring, which in most Hell in a Cells they do.
Yeah.
They decided not to do that.
I think for me, it was just like there was nothing super special about it.
Yeah.
They used tables, they used stairs, they used a toolbox, which was like a little new. And then they brought back the beads of the fucking bracelet. Like, this just was not...
I thought it was going to be like tax. They used the beads. That took me out a little bit.
Yeah, like, that definitely took me out. But I just was like, this isn't anything... I guess that's what it is. It wasn't anything super special to me.
Yeah.
There was nothing that, like, really made it, like, stand out. Say hello to our dog.
What up, Harry?
You see his tail? There's Harry.
You can't see his face. There you go. Yeah, you can.
Hi, baby.
Do you want to give your thoughts on Punk versus Drew?
You don't like CM Punk, right? That's right. In this house, we only see
He
CM
has
Punk.
a very serious face on.
He said absolutely not. I don't.
I do think that this has cemented Drew McIntyre as the best wrestler in WWE of 2020.
He has been flawless. He has been amazing.
Best character.
Yeah.
Best in-ring Sheamus. It's whatever.
Right.
But no, I think that he's the MVP of WWE. Getting cracked open on purpose.
That's insane.
And getting 16 staples in his head.
I didn't realize how bad it was until we saw
he was gushing blood immediately
No, 100%.
when that hit.
I didn't realize it. Like, it was longer than I thought.
Yeah.
I think like the gash was longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out from that. No, that's an easy way to get a concussion.
Yeah, I'm a little
Drew's
surprised.
built different. He's Scottish.
Which
but
I am waiting. I haven't heard anybody talking about the dangers of...
Yeah, I haven't heard the dangers of an
That's
unprotected toolbox shot. You could get stitches, and this is going to cause CTE in the way that that was said for Hangman and Swerve.
Corey Graves, are you there? Hi. The call is coming from inside the house. Anyway, this was the best match of the night. I think it just didn't feel special to me. Like, there was nothing special about it. And I also think I'm just waiting for this feud to be over.
I do think that it was a very, very special match. This feud is now done, obviously.
Thank God.
I think that we probably don't see Drew till, like, Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
he may not be cleared.
Yeah. Also, I think that he's just going to take a
to wrestle.
well-earned vacation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, he was for a long time when Punk wasn't even able to be there or
Yeah.
didn't want to be there.
He was making the feud by himself.
He had to do it by himself, and that was a long ass time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next match was Bayley Nia. I don't know what they need to do with the SmackDown women's division, but I just need more on board. I'm not super excited, and maybe it's just that I'm not really excited about Nia. Like, she doesn't excite me much, and I don't love her as, like, a wrestler. Like, she's not bad by any means, but just, like, she doesn't hit for me in any way. Like, it just, something feels off. And I don't know. I feel like there wasn't really any, like, big moment or anything. Like, there was the Tiffany thing, but we've seen that so many times now at this point that everybody's just, like, waiting for her to cash in. It was a fine match. I just wasn't in love with it.
It was odd because this time it wasn't really a tease for Tiffany to cash in. It was that Nia saw her as she's trying to help Nia.
It was kind of backwards.
Yeah. I found that interesting. There was no Naomi, which I thought there might be some Naomi, helping out Nia and turning heel. Yeah. I think that will be probably happening on SmackDown in like the next week or so. Because I'm really ready for that. Bayley's awesome.
I love Bayley. I need her to have a better feud.
She's probably one of my 5 favorite women in WWE, but I think that this was a stop. This is kind of a filler feud.
Yeah.
And I think that we kind of knew that coming in, and
I'm hoping
obviously,
if we get Naomi, it'll be better.
Yeah. This was a vehicle for them to continue the Tiffany Nia stuff. Yeah. Which is why I thought, hey, maybe you're going to give something to Bayley with Naomi here, but maybe that'll be on SmackDown. Hopefully, Bayley can sink her teeth into an actual good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nia gets the win. She retains. Tiffany doesn't cash in. When do you think she cashes in?
I don't know. I feel like it's not that soon.
A lot of people are saying Crown Jewel. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like that now is complicated.
With
because
Liv?
now if she cashes in, it's champion versus champion plus the extra fucking title.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it would have to be.
I guess she could cash in and just like whoever she pins, she gets the title.
Yeah, but if it's that match, but that match isn't for the title, you know what I mean? Because it's for the Crown.
Does it have to be for her to cash in? She can cash in at any time, regardless of what's happening. So it doesn't.
Yeah, but I think that you would be cashing in for. I don't know. I don't know exactly. I think that this has kind of fucked it all up.
It has. It's also just Crown Jewel in itself now is really fucking.
You could have like Tiffany or Liv win. She's Crown Jewel and women's champion or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany cashes in on Nia after. Because I think there's a lot of people that are saying maybe Tiffany cashes in on Liv. I don't see that happening because I think that they're still going to be doing Liv versus Raquel.
Yeah. Rhea versus Raquel.
That's what I meant. Liv. Yeah.
With Liv there.
Yeah.
I also think it would be hard because then would Tiffany have to move to Raw? And then but then that fucks up every feud and story she's had so far.
I think that's dumb.
So I doubt that's happening.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I think that Tiffany ends up cashing in when Charlotte comes back to get involved with Nia. Is still my big theory.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, is there still waiting on Charlotte to come back?
Yes.
Is she cleared?
I don't believe so. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say is, speaking of dumb, Damien and Finn's match was next. I'm so pissed. I can't listen. I cannot. I'm so irritated. Triple H, this is why you're bald, because I swear to God,
I don't think that's why he's bald.
Finn should have won this match and literally argue with the fucking wall. Argue with your fucking mother. You know what? Your mother won't even argue with you because she knows I'm right. I am so irritated.
They have really, really overbooked the Terror Twins to the fact that you could have such a good feud between Terror Twins and Judgment Day, and you could have this feel so equal.
Yeah.
And, maybe not even necessarily on like the Drew Punk level, but something right up there as like, wow, this is a feud that I can sink my teeth into for months and months and months.
And what's crazy is that like a lot of people are like, well, like they're the heels, like they're not supposed to be booked strong, like, or they're not supposed to be booked strong because they lost their 2 strongest people. And it's like, no, you have to have a feud where it like, I don't know, makes fucking sense at least. And it's like, when you think back to things like Legacy, which is always my go-to when it's a stable, but like, respectfully, tiny-ass Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. was not out here really fucking people up in real life, but they got so much done.
Yeah.
Because they were booked to do that.
Like, imagine if it was, and I'm not putting Finn and Randy on the same level, but imagine if it was like, well, Randy's not supposed to, like, look strong because he's a heel and he's supposed to cheat, so Cody and Ted help him out, and then he still loses to John Cena. That doesn't make Randy look good whatsoever, and I think that that's really hurting Finn. I'm honestly very scared that Finn's not going to be seen as, like, a main event guy anymore.
Yeah. I think my thing is, like, we've been talking about how much how like strongly the Terror Twins have been booked, but they've even like only a little, and it's a fucking smidgen, okay? But they've even backed off on Rhea a little bit. Like, they've made Liv and Dom look a little bit stronger, a little bit better, a little bit. And Liv technically should have gotten the win at Bad Blood. We will get to that in a motherfucking moment. But you know, it's getting. I feel like Finn. I can't tell you what W he's gotten in this feud. I literally couldn't tell you.
From the breakup, Finn's probably looked the worst.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He is like, and that's like, if you include JD and Carlito, Finn is still maybe the worst looking there.
Right.
I think it's interesting because during the press conference, Damian was like, kind of saying that like him and Rhea are going separate ways.
Yeah.
So it also, but like you can't do that. Like they're all tied together in a group. So does that mean like he's done with Finn, but Rhea's not done with Liv? So then what the fuck is Finn gonna do now? Yeah. Like, it's just very weird.
Did you see that little TikTok clip of Finn after the match?
No.
As he is walking away with JD and Carlito, and he was like, "We're not done." He was like, "I'm gonna come get you when you least expect it."
To Damian?
Yeah. So it feels like maybe they're cooling off on Finn Priest, and then they come back for it. Which I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but I wonder if that's their way of like trying to like make it better.
Maybe, but like, what's next for Finn? What's next for Priest?
Genuinely, I don't know. They have just like, I think I've always just thought of like Finn Balor as like just like he's a big name. He's a great wrestler. Everybody likes Finn. Like, he's so talented, and it just feels like they've made him such a comedy character.
Yeah.
That like, and I have also over the last couple of years really grown to love Finn Balor, both like as a wrestler and as like a character, and just like we got to see a funny side of Finn, which was great at first, and then you just made him a fucking comedy character. That's fine. So I don't know. I think I'm also just like I'm invested, and so now I'm pissed off because I don't like the way that they've been booking Finn, but maybe if they like cool this off and they're like, okay, we're done with this for now, and then they come back to it, maybe that means, you know, Finn gets a better shot second time around or something.
The only thing that I can think of is then they're like rehashing Judgment Day versus LWO, and then Priest does something against like Braun Break. Nah, that doesn't even necessarily make sense, but somebody like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also interesting because they've kind of split up the Judgment Day at this point, like the new Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't see Liv, Dom, and Finn interacting too much anymore.
Much, yeah.
Raquel is kind of with them, and they're a threesome, and then the other ones are a threesome.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, I just repeated what you said.
Right.
That's all.
With a face. So, but it's I almost wonder if like that's kind of the way to go. Like, let Finn and the two boys do something over there, and then let Liv, Dom, and Raquel do something over here. I don't know if that's better. I don't know if that's worse. I don't know, but the way it's going right now is not working. And if they're cutting off Finn and Damian's feud, it's what, 6-on-1 now?
Right.
But then what does Finn do? Like, he's not gonna fight Rhea. I'm down for it. I'm just saying, but like they're not gonna do that. So it's like, what are we doing?
Nah, but Raquel can fuck up Damian.
I would love that. Personally, I would love that. Let's move on then to that match.
Yes.
Liv and Rhea's
match. Talked a lot about it with scooting over it a little bit.
Yeah. I have lots of thoughts. I have so many thoughts.
Not the match we wanted.
Not the match I wanted. I thought it was going really well. Like, the match itself was going really well.
Question before we get into it deeper and the result. Did you think that Dominic Mysterio was going to die when he jumped out of the shark cage?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I didn't obviously think that there was a chain in the cage connecting to him, so yes, I did. Also, I feel like it's being really overlooked how he could have, like, snapped an ankle doing that move.
I don't know how they did that safely.
I don't either. I'm assuming he was taught how to fall out of it or something, and that's why it looked really awkward before he did it.
Yeah.
But yes, did think he was going to die. Did scream at the top of my lungs.
Oh, yes, you did. Right in my ears.
Apologies.
Yeah. Still recovering.
There's a couple different things on this. So one, the match itself. I feel like the match itself was actually good. Like, the girls did well.
It was fun.
In the match. I feel like it's being really overlooked because everybody was like, nah, it was botch after botch. The match sucked. It wasn't
Oh,
even
I don't
good.
think the match itself was like a botch fest.
No, but that's
by
what I
any
mean. The
means.
match itself
Yeah.
was good. Like, I was entertained. I thought they both had a lot of offense.
Love the homewrecker move from Liv.
Right. They
Love
both
that move.
sold really well
Yeah.
for each other. And that's something people have been talking about. Like, Rhea is so strongly booked that
Rhea
she sells
was
really
selling
well.
her ass off, yeah.
She was. So I think they both did really well. But I don't always get to see a lot of offense from Liv
Yeah, that's
in the
true.
Rhea story.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty actually even, if not Liv getting a little bit more offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really happy with how the match was going. The next item is the Dom situation. A lot of people are really pissed off that Dom is so centered in this feud, and they think it should be more centered around the title. And in another scenario, I think I would hear that, but in this scenario, it's not the story. Like, Dom is a big part of the story. It's a betrayal, it's a relationship, it's like history, it's like all this stuff with it. And I hear the thought process of like, let the women not fight about a boy. Like, they're just fighting about a boy, and it's like, oh my god, they like, women are always fighting about boys. And it's like, okay, that shouldn't be every story, but like, there's a place for that in this feud.
Aren't they fighting about a boy though?
No, but that's the thing. Is
You know what I
like,
mean?
they're not fighting over him.
Right. They're not
Rhea's getting payback.
they're not trying to fight for his love.
They're like, I think it's a lot of Rhea fans that are upset. I guess some Liv fans are too. But I've seen a lot of people go back and forth about like, Dom is he's the center.
I hear that part. I do hear that part, to make it like, yo, let's make this more about the title.
Yeah.
I do hear that part, but I wouldn't agree that they're fighting over Dom.
Right.
Or like, Liv isn't even like fighting for Dom.
Right.
She still wants to fight Rhea.
Right.
And Rhea wants to fight her.
Yeah.
I mean, Dom is a very big part of the story, and I think that he should remain a big part of the story.
Yeah.
Because he is. It's the elephant in the room. It's a dagger.
Yeah.
To Rhea that Liv gets to parade around.
I also think it's very rare that you have a story of women like women fighting with like a boyfriend or like a relationship involved where it actually is like respectful and it fits.
Yeah.
It's usually like something fucking stupid
Yeah.
and you're like, this isn't, can we make them real
Yeah.
people, please? Like, it's rare that it actually makes sense and fits and is a good story, and this is one of those situations where it's like, it doesn't always have to be like, oh my god, they're fighting over a boy. It doesn't.
I do think that they could go a little bit more into like Rhea's hardcore desire to have the world title.
Yeah.
And like really make it less like genuinely being like, Rhea's like, fuck Dom, you're in my way. I will beat the shit out of you because you're in my way. I don't care about you.
Well, what's interesting is two things on that. One, Rhea kind of just said that in the promo on Monday.
Okay.
Yesterday. She said something about like, or I guess it was to Liv and Raquel mostly, but she was like, you're all in my way now at this point.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'll just go through all of you.
Yeah.
And she was talking to Liv and Raquel, but I think Dom was implied in that when she was like, I'll go through all of you. That sounds like all three of them. But also what I just thought of was when Rhea first came back, she was very about the title. Mm-hmm. She was like, I'm going to take back the title I never lost and da-da-da. And she's like going on and on about it. And it's weird that they did move away from that a little bit. Well, and I wonder if it's because people were like iffy on the feud at first. Mm-hmm. I feel like people wanted more Liv Dom Rhea drama.
100%.
So they went into it, but now people are like, oh no, wait, go back. Yeah. To the title.
I do think, I think that a huge reason why that hasn't necessarily hit as much is because of the way that they have made Liv and Dom.
Yeah.
Because I think that they wanted that big drama, that big, the tea for it, right?
Yeah.
Then it happens at SummerSlam. And we complained about this before, I think, on our SummerSlam review and probably our Clash review or whatever the fuck happened after SummerSlam. But it was like, they did that and it immediately became like, Liv and Dom are kind of dumb and they're comedy and they're not taken as like these like evil geniuses that are like outsmarting them.
They've done a lot of pivoting in this story.
I think right after SummerSlam, they pivoted both for Finn and for Liv and Dom.
Yeah.
And I think that those pivots really, really hurt because they were like, okay, they got their result at SummerSlam. We can do, and it's something that they do very, very similarly with the Money in the Bank. It's like once you win the Money in the Bank, they're just like, we can do whatever we want with you because nothing hurts.
Yeah.
And then you see in this pivotal story, no, these big story beats need to really hit after the big moment. And they're like, no, we had the big moment. We can make Rhea win all of this.
Right, because Liv got the big moment.
And then
so
it's
now
like, and now you're kind of seeing the consequences of not going as detailed as you probably should. It's almost a little lazy.
Yeah. I also wonder if Triple H is like very well known now to be online.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's almost hurting the process now a little bit, because now he's seeing everything, and I wonder if like, because they're doing a lot of pivoting where they pivoted to, oh, now they're stupid and they're running away. Okay, well, now they're not running away. Now they're just all attacking as a group. Okay, well, Terra Twins are booked too much. Okay, I'll have them lose one. Okay, but then back to this, because now Rhea fans are mad that she's losing. And it's like a lot of like doing this.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if he needs to get off. Like, maybe check once a week.
There's a balance.
Check once
there's
a
a balance.
week. Stop, or at least just don't change every time people complain, because respectfully, Triple H may not know much about stan culture,
but
especially with women. But this is like WWE's like Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo. Like, these bitches are going crazy on Twitter, and they're gonna switch their minds. They're gonna be at odds, and they're gonna change their mind every single fucking week. You can't go off of it. You just can't.
The thing I do like, I have a hot take. The thing I do like about stan culture for this feud, because I've noticed it over the last couple weeks, is how big they are into the details of everything. And I think that Triple H really, really likes to have like the hidden details of
him and Taylor Swift would be best friends.
Like brother. I mean, you made the thread the other day. There's people theorizing why Dom and Liv's fingers are red.
Right.
I saw a clip and Dom's going like this.
Yeah.
Right? And Liv pushes his hand back. And they're like, oh no. They're like, and then they were like, watch the whole video. Like, she was trying to hold his hand and Dom like put his hand back, and then they started getting like all touchy-feely and stuff. But it's just like the little details, they will eat that shit up. And Triple H can add a lot of detail to that. And I think that he's gotten a little lazy with it. And they're like, the stands will take whatever
you give.
And even if you don't mean to give, they will take it.
Yeah.
But if he can add those little details in each week, which is what he was doing all before the breakup. I mean, I made so much money off TikTok of just like talking about these little details. And it was because people had it happened, and 10 minutes later it's up on Twitter. And Triple H was a genius with that. I think he needs to get back to that. The details that go, you know where this story's going. So that's my final question for this part. Is, do you think this goes all the way to Mania?
I think if it was booked right from the beginning, it could have been. Now I don't know if it's going to.
So do you think that Rhea eventually wins the title back?
I'm sure she will, because unfortunately she has ended up being the babyface. So I'm sure she will win it back eventually. I guess my other thing about the Stan thing, though, is I think the only other, like, Stan-ish kind of, like, culture that we've recently at all had in WWE is really Cody versus Roman fans. And I think the big difference that Triple H is probably learning, and creatives probably learning through this process, is this is not the same, and I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because this is not two men with stands behind them. This is two women, which means the stands are mostly women.
Yeah.
And they will eat you up, spit you back out, and fucking just done.
Yeah.
Like, they will go at every single but that's what's making this so viral, is because you're dealing with women stands. Majority, like, there's a ton of like female stands for Roman and Cody.
And then there's still male stands for this whole feud and everything too.
Course.
But I do.
But the majority is women, because we're talking about women, and that's what gets women invested.
Sure.
And I think if he can if he can turn this around, because everybody at this point is like, just cut it. At this point, we're pivoting too much isn't making sense, you're switching lanes all the time, just cut it. If he can find a way to make it work and keep like adding new people, twists, turns, all this stuff, if he can make this last till Mania, I am telling you, you want to get women involved, do that. Bring in celebrity women, like, not Sexy Red, bring other people into this show, but like, it's not going to happen. But, like, Tiffany wants, like, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Bring somebody in on, like, Rhea's side. Somebody who, like, fits that, you know. Get women involved in this, and it will fucking soar.
Yeah.
Because women, I'm sorry, will run shit.
Yeah.
As far as if women want it to continue, they will bother you until it fucking continues. And he could have gold in his hand right now.
I don't know who fits on Rhea's side for this as a celebrity or somebody like that. The only person that I think that would be close to like a Rhea.
Well, it
type
doesn't have to
person
be a
is,
goth
like,
person.
right? No, I didn't think goth
Oh,
person.
okay.
I thought like Aubrey Plaza is the first connection I made to Rhea.
That would honestly, people would love that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if he could find, ways to just, and it doesn't have to be like celebrities, it can be like other,
Yeah.
women or whatever. But like, if you can bring more people in, like you bring in Raquel for a little bit, then maybe that, fizzles out, whatever. But just if you find ways to keep this going till Mania, this shit will be gold because they
God,
will eat it up.
I really wish Trish had like a huge idol. Like, say that this was Roxanne and Cora or something, and you brought in AJ Lee for that on that
Yeah.
side or something. If Liv had that big
You
personal,
said Trish.
what?
You said if Trish had an idol like that. You mean Liv?
Oh no, yeah, I was thinking of people, and I was like, I wonder if like Liv like ever idolized
Yeah.
Trish or somebody. So that's probably why I just thought of
Yeah.
that subconsciously. But yeah, if Liv had like an idol like that, it would be great for Rhea to put to that side, or like honestly pull a little bit from like AEW and try to get like some like shit from the past.
Would have been nice is if we could have had China.
God, yeah, I mean, it literally would have been perfect.
Yeah.
China would be perfect for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we'll see if they keep it out on Mania.
Yeah. And then the final match, the tag match, Cody and Roman versus Solo. Who gives a fuck about the match? The moment is Jimmy Uso. The best member of the Bloodline is finally back. My GOAT has returned. My king has returned. The greatest of all time, Jimmy Uso, is back in the WWE. You're welcome, Roman. Did you see what Roman said? As he sat in the ring, he said, "You call that play?" And Jimmy said, "For you, Uso."
Sorry,
This is a scenario where men cry. This is a scenario where men cry. I think the second best match of the night. This card wasn't great in ring wise, outside of the first match, but this was a solid match. You got to see Jacob and Roman actually get
Wrestle
physical a little bit.
yeah.
They gave a tiny bit of it, but eventually Jimmy comes out from under. Tonga Loa has no idea that he's there, even though he's right behind him. Jimmy takes out Tama and Tonga with the super kicks and is able to set up a spear for Roman on Solo, get the dub.
I'm gonna be real. The best part of that return was Solo looking at Tonga Loa with Jimmy behind him and Solo going like, "Hello," and Tonga's like, "You're doing great. Yeah. Like, so fucking dumb. You gotta book him to be dumb at this point. Like,
Yeah, no, Harvey, you have to lean.
like,
You have to
it's
lean into it.
fucking
But to be
crazy.
fair, when Tonga Loa came in, it's not necessarily like Tonga Loa had this amazing character. So I think honestly, if you kind of make him the doofus of the group, it's a character.
Yeah.
Tonga Loa's never
He's
gonna be world champion.
He's gonna be the Carlito.
He's gonna be JD. He's currently the world tag team
I feel
champion.
like JD gets more done than Carlito.
That's fair.
Carlito jokes more, which is why I think
Yeah.
it's Tonga. But
Tonga Loa is currently the world tag team champion.
that's fucking insane.
Like, no disrespect to the lad.
Well,
This is the peak for Tonga Loa. Like, it's not like he's gonna go off and become, United States
Anything?
champion
Yeah, no.
or world champion or
That's not
something.
happening.
He's in a good role right now,
Yeah.
and then to just lean into it and being like, I'm the guy that fucks everything up.
yeah.
It's something that people are gonna get behind. People are calling him the infamous Tonga Loa. Like, he's got fans right now, and people are into it. It's kind of like gender, back in the day.
Laugh at him, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're not laughing with him. They're laughing at him, but whatever. They're laughing. There's reaction. I think that's important.
Sure. I think I just I love Cody. I do. I love Cody. I just didn't care.
But the match?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't care.
I thought the match was good.
I'm not saying the match was. I'm just saying in overall, looking at the story and everything. I think it was dumb. I don't think Cody should have even been in that match. And I just I mean, when you put Roman in a match by himself, you know what's happening. Let alone when you put him with Cody on one fucking side.
It was super
Like,
obvious that they were gonna win.
It's so obvious. And it ended the same way SmackDown ends.
Yeah.
Every single week, and it's just I need something else. I can't watch it anymore. I just don't care. That's where it's getting to. I'm and it's back to where I was with the original Bloodline, where I was like, this is the same shit, different day. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, but now you do because Jimmy.
Right.
But now, after Jimmy and Roman have this amazing moment,
We had some tea.
where they embrace.
Oh.
What?
What are you talking about?
I was gonna lead into The Rock. What are you talking about?
I forgot about him. Okay, go ahead, do that.
Then,
I was jumping after the show.
so then obviously we see what happens. Bloodline attack Cody. Jimmy and Roman save, even though Roman didn't really want to. He's kind of playing the Xavier Woods to Kofi right there. Roman didn't really want to because he was like, we said one time.
He should just take the help him and shut up.
They end up helping Cody, taking out the new Bloodline, and then The Rock comes out. And he does the 1, 2, and then goes 3. Changes up his fingers a little bit.
Weird.
What does the 1, 2, 3 mean? Because I think I know.
Oh, well, I was told that I'm fucking stupid, and it's fucking obvious that he was referring to when he pinned Cody. So apparently that's what it is, unless you're fucking stupid.
So that's not what I think.
That's what TikTok told me.
I think he was going 1, 2, 3, hit my music, and it was off. That's what I think.
Maybe.
I thought he was kind of trying to be like a badass and be like 1, 2, 3. And it was off a little bit. It's like the Okada coin toss. It's not always on.
I think I'm just a little nervous.
What?
I don't want Cody Rock.
You're not going to get Cody Rock. You're going to get Cody Rock Roman at WrestleMania.
Don't want that either.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Also, people are going to fucking implode because there's a group of people that want Cody Rock. There's a group of people that want Rock Roman. There's no group that wants a triple threat.
Yeah, but then they all get something that they want and they'll deal.
But they don't. Because if you add in the third person, it fucks up the whole point of the match. People want a clear victor between Rock and Roman and Rock and Cody, not Rock, Roman, and Cody.
Yeah, I think that you're going to get Rock Roman. I think that that's probably going to be like SummerSlam. And you may be getting like Cody Rock or maybe Cody Rock's at SummerSlam, and then you do Rock Roman at Crown Jewel next year or something like that.
You know what?
That's
We
what
got SummerSlam will be 2 nights. Mania will obviously be 2 nights. Maybe we'll finally get some pay-per-views that are 2 nights and not both main evented by the fucking Bloodline. For once.
It's fair. I think Seth Punk.
I think they'll find a motherfucker way to make it the Bloodline.
I think that main event's night 1 next year.
That's fair.
I do have some rapid fire questions for you to talk about, like kind of the end of this.
Okay, I have one other thing that I want to say as well, but we can do your questions first.
All right. What's next for Drew and Punk? Because obviously they're going to separate.
Drew could go on and do whatever the fuck he wants. I hope Punk goes home and stays there.
I think Drew comes back at the Rumble. I think Punk goes on to face Gunther for the title.
And I hope he loses. Continue.
When do you think Tiffany cashes in?
Yeah, I still don't know on that one. We talked about that a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Crown Jewel because I feel like there's too many titles floating around as it is. Don't make it messy.
I'm going to say around the Rumble.
That makes sense.
Bayley versus Naomi next?
I hope so because Bayley and Naomi both need wins and they both need a good fucking feud.
Is Finn Balor done as a main event guy?
Probably because Triple H apparently doesn't like him. So
we didn't really talk about the announcement of the Crown Jewel Championship. And then we had
dumb.
the Gunther Sammy Goldberg thing. All of that was bad.
Yeah.
All of that was bad. But,
no, I literally was like the only good part of that was Sammy coming out. Like just the fact that he existed in it was it.
They're definitely doing Gunther Goldberg at some point.
Just no one wants that.
Here, my thought process here, unfortunately, is I think they do it at Mania. I think that's Gunther's
Don't do that
Mania
to
match.
Gunther.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
do
it's
that to
fucked up.
him.
It's fucked up to Gunther,
Don't,
but
that's so
I think it will be.
disrespectful.
I think it will be.
That's so disrespectful.
I think it will be, and that's when we get Braun interacting with Gunther, coming out, probably spearing Gunther after that match, or maybe it's Gunther Braun with Goldberg in Braun's corner, and you could have Ludwig in Gunther's corner. Anyways, does Cody beat Gunther?
Yes.
At Crown Jewel?
Yes.
I think he should not. Does this feud? That I had already asked you if you think Rhea and Liv's gonna make it to Mania, and then do you think that they do Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series?
I feel like that's the move. I feel like that's the one that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do think it's gonna be interesting to see who they put on each side. Now that Dwayne has brought us back his presence, which I'm so thankful for.
I think the heel Bloodline is very easy to see. I'm very interested to see if Sammy gets involved, if Jay gets involved, if Cody gets involved.
I think that's the interesting part is just figuring out who's on the face side. My last thing I wanted to talk about, because I didn't really talk about it during the Liv Rhea match.
Oh, okay.
My friends. If I see one comment about Raquel, disrespecting Raquel's existence, I'm blocking bitches. I'm still so heated. We've talked about it 12 times, so I'm sorry. You're going to hear me say it again. I am so... the amount of people that were like, oh my God, she botched it. Ha ha ha, she had no pop. Get a fucking life. If you went out there, you'd have no pop. people would boo you out the fucking stadium. So shut up. It gave me like Maxine vibes, and like what's crazy to me is like when people fucking booed her out of the arena or the fucking wherever they were, people were like, "You guys that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
How could you do that to her?" And like Maxine was still learning how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Like she was very much so, and nothing against her.
Yeah.
They pulled her up when she was not expecting it
Right.
and did not feel ready, and she said that.
Yeah.
But. But then like this Raquel thing happened, and because it's like live in Rhea stands.
Yeah.
All the Rhea fans are like laughing that she gets dope. It's the same. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you didn't boo her, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
And it's nasty. It's petty. It's disrespectful. Yeah. It's fucking obnoxious. And also, the ref was the one that fucked up that spot, by all accounts. It seems like. So. Or even if they both did, either way, like. If it was a botch between Raquel and the ref, or Raquel or the ref, or whatever, like that shit happens.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking well.
I think we will probably never know who.
I gotta figure out who it was, because there was a report that came out, but now I don't remember where I saw it or who it came from, that said it was the ref.
I saw the report that said that Liv was supposed to win.
Right.
But it wasn't like blaming the ref or blaming Raquel.
I saw a report that said Liv was supposed to win. And the ref was supposed to get back to Liv.
Yeah.
Like before Raquel came out or something like that. And like he didn't get in time, or like he went to Dom at the wrong time or something. So then Raquel came out, and I don't know if she didn't realize he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he came. I don't remember if he like went and came back or what happened. But either way, he was like, he felt like he had to call an audible and do a DQ because he was like, it was too obvious that like I was. But then that also doesn't work because he let Rhea cheat.
Yeah, he let Rhea cheat.
Which they never should have done, even in the first place.
Have,
because, like...
To be fair, it's a funny moment, but damn, does it look terrible when 2 seconds later you...
I love Dom.
Yeah.
Beating him like a piano was funny.
It was hilarious. It was a great moment.
Objectively, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Objectively, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But you can't do that... And I swear to God, it's just them trying to force a fucking W in for Rhea, because they can't just let her take a normal fucking L. But like they tried to force that in. It's like, okay, well now, if they didn't do that, this all makes a little bit more sense.
100%.
It's not as bad.
They shot themselves in the foot with it.
But now it's like you're double fucked.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't just let it alone.
Yeah. Yeah, double fucked.
Yes. So anyway,
we didn't talk about Kevin Owens and Cody after.
Oh, because you interrupted me. You want to talk about The Rock?
Yeah.
Wants to talk about The Rock. Crazy. I am iffy on them not doing it on the show, because at one point I was like, why the fuck would you not put this on the show? But then the other part of me was like, they're trying to make it look more real.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
And it's different.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's cool. We'll see if it actually pays off on the next couple shows, but I think it's a kind of a cool concept.
Well, but I think that it is a cool concept, because there is no way to like, they can't drag the show on long enough to like, kayfabe wise, Cody goes backstage. He showers. He sees medical. He gets taped up. He gets all his clothes and his stuff, and he's going to like. You can't in kayfabe like have Cody do all of that and then get to the bus and get outside.
Yeah.
And still have the show running with it being the last match.
Yeah, that's true.
So I get the thought process. I think it's interesting. I think I'm kind of. I don't know. I guess, like you said, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm kind of how they use it.
I'm still a little upset that they turned Kevin heel.
Me too.
Because I wanted him to remain babyface. So I'm a little disappointed in that.
But I'm interested to see, like, on Friday if we get more information as to, like, what the conversation was.
Right. I think you have to.
They have to. But I think that's what's going to tell me, like, was it a good reason to turn Kevin or not?
Part of me would love it if Kevin's like, no, I'm still a good guy. Just don't fuck with Cody.
Right.
Like, he just pisses me off.
Yeah. He's not going to be a babyface.
I wonder if it's... I do wonder, and maybe this is just me holding out hope, that it's like, he did that for Randy, and Randy had been lying or something, and then Cody's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize, like, Randy was lying to me or something.
Maybe.
That's 100%
really
not happening. Yeah, I want the Randy heel turn and Kevin to remain babyface. I really wanted that. Maybe that happens, but I doubt it.
We'll see. But yeah, overall, I give this like a 5. I mean, the first match was good.
Yeah.
The second match was fine. The third match I was pissed off at. The fourth match I was pissed off at. And the fifth match I was like, eh. So I give it a 5.
I think it was, great first match, cool ending. Everything else in the middle, not a ton to write home about.
I'd
probably say like a 6.5.
I think we also had like the build up for this gave us really big expectations.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you at one point, like this might be like you have like your big 4.
Yeah.
They're building this like this is going to be like 5 or 6 of the year.
Yeah.
And it just very much fell flat. I think that was a big thing for me. Was I think I had big expectations for the build up or after the build up, and a lot of these things like I was like disappointed in.
Yeah.
Like even Triple H coming out, I'm like, oh my god, we're getting women's mid card. No, it's a fucking Saudi Arabia title.
Yeah.
Like it just. So I think there was just a lot of like things falling flat. So yeah, I'm gonna say a 5. I think 6 is fair. That's fine. I think for me, I just was very like, so I'm giving it a 5.
Sure.
But let us know what you guys think, what your ratings are, what you liked, what you didn't like, your favorite match, your least favorite match, and why you love Liv Dom.
And
in the comments.
Say no yeet.
No, say yeet.
No, say no yeet.
No, say yeet.
Deuces!